I've been waiting about 3 weeks for this thing to arrive. And it is finally here. Let's unbox it. This is an electric skateboard. The reason why I got this one is because my main means of transportation right now is the subway and Uber. Now, subway is great, it's cheap, it's convenient. The problem is a lot of the time is further away than my destination, so I have to still walk for like 20-30 minutes sometimes. And Uber can get pretty expensive, and also because of traffic sometimes it takes a long time. So this thing, it's actually fairly small and compact and portable, and it should be really fun. Now, normally I didn't really want to buy a skateboard, but look at those wheels. These things are huge. So yeah, I'm going to charge it up, and then I'm still at work theoretically, but maybe we can take like a half an hour off and go test it. So I'm gonna do that.
J like the letter, I'm making several waves. I know the mission the same. I made a splash, now all of my passes last like running a race with Usain. I keep it coming like this is a buffet. And if I'm stumbling, I'm in the grave.
This thing is awesome. Okay, I have to go back to work, so I'm done for now. Okay, so just came back home, took a shower because there's 42 degrees Celsius outside, and it is like hell. So yeah, anyway, I took the board out for like 20 minutes total, I think, because I'm still theoretically at work, so I had to be here. But yeah, I managed to go full speed in the first gear. I still struggle with turning, but I feel like I should probably get the hang of it in the next couple of days. So I'll do that, and then I'll probably give you a more comprehensive review after I actually learn how to ride it properly. So yeah, see you in a few days, I guess. Okay, so I had the board for about 3 days now, and this would be the first day when I take it to the subway. And now we are heading to the other side of the city to get a new tripod. So this would be the perfect test to see how it feels on long distances.
Never gon' fumble it. I get the bag and I run with it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it, gunning it. Murray with the legs, all about finesse. I am not impressed. I don't need a rash coming in with blast, then you see the flash. Elohim with the melody and the keep supply the breath. 70, keep it heavenly, everybody get the bread.
I want to buy 2 things.
One moment.
Yeah, sure. I would like a GorillaPod kit, 5K.
5K, okay.
Yeah, and also I want this, I think it's this adapter. So I need a 3/8 of an inch to a 1/4. I saw you have 2 of them, but I don't know which one to, whichever one it's should be. As long as it's 3/4 to 1/4, I don't care.
Let me check. So okay, so we have this one.
Okay, so those 2 then, the adapter and.
I have to place an order so you can pay in
yeah.
front.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Perfect. Let me tell you the reason why I got this one, because I already have a tripod already. This is the PGY Tech Mentis Pod, and it is great, especially for vlogging, but it is so much lower than the GorillaPod. So this is the Mentis Pod right here, and then this is the GorillaPod. So if I was to shoot from here in the same kind of position, it will be something like this. So the angle, as you can see, is not the most flattering, and for the most part I've been using this speaker right here as a tripod, but that's not really an option either, so that's pretty much the reason why I got this one. But that's enough about the tripod, because the main topic of this video is the electric skateboard. So let's go to the pros and cons of my experience over the past 3 days. Pro number 1 would be the massive wheels. Initially, I didn't want to get an electric skateboard because I was afraid that because of the smaller wheels, if you hit a hole in the ground or if you go on cobblestone or any sort of uneven, bad road, you will just fall over. With those wheels, which are about 165 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't have any issues. When I went to get this tripod, I went through some very rough terrain and I didn't have any issues whatsoever. This is a huge thing for me. Point number 2 would be the large deck, which is the place where you can put your feet on. It offers a lot of stability, and as a beginner like myself, I can just balance way easier on this one. There are other models on the market which are much smaller and more portable, but I feel like for me personally, having a bigger footprint is much better and much safer. Point number 3 will be the large battery, at least based on my standards. I went about 6 kilometers to get this tripod, and not a single bar out of 5 dropped from the battery. So it's essentially at full battery right now, or at least around 90%. So for my standards, that is pretty damn good. Point number 4 will be the size. In my opinion, it's very compact because you can take it with you in the subway compared to something like a bike or an electric scooter, which would be much harder to take down the stairs. And yeah, if you are planning on using this one alongside the subway, which I'm planning on using, it is much more convenient than an electric scooter, for example. Point number 5 will be the durability. The build is just so good and robust. I actually crashed it in the first day because of an idiot with a car. He was on the phone or something like that, and I had to literally jump off the board, and then the board just went into the sidewalk. It was like this big, the sidewalk, and it went on it, and there was some dust coming off from the sidewalk. I initially thought something happened. I thought I scratched the whole thing or even destroyed it. But when I look at it, it was just like the tiniest scratch on the axis, the thing that connects the wheels, which is literally pure metal. So I was like, great, there's no issue there. So yeah, really good build in my opinion. Okay, now let's also talk a little bit about the downsides of this, because there are not many, but there are a few that I've noticed in the past few days. So let's move to the cons. Con number 1 will be the fact that you cannot rest this against the wall. The wheels in the back are just so big that the deck itself doesn't touch the ground like other skateboards, so you can only place it on the ground like flat. In my opinion, they should have added some sort of a kickstand or an option to lean it onto the wall when you are going, let's say, in a pub or maybe, I don't know, in a store or something. You can purchase some sort of skateboard mounts from their website, but in reality, you're not gonna carry like a thing this size with you all the time. It doesn't even fit in your backpack. So they should have at least included some sort of a stand, like a small kickstand or something like that, to make it sit, to make it lean on the wall. Con number 2, although the wheels are absolutely massive and they're also puncture free, they're not the most comfortable. Now I do understand they have to be this hard rubber in order to go off-road, but to be honest, they could have been a little bit softer just to create a bit more comfort on a more bumpy road. Because as I mentioned, I went on a very bad road in order to get this tripod, and I did feel it all the way through. The skateboard is fine and it wasn't that bad, but again, a little bit softer rubber on the wheels would have went a long way. Con number 3, there are no lights on the skateboard. I believe you can purchase them, but there are additional things that you have to purchase from the website and you have to pay money for them and then attach them. It's a whole different thing. In my opinion, like the majority of electric scooters and bikes, for example, they should have some sort of a light included, at least in the back. I'm not talking about huge RGB lights all over the board and super expensive lighting, but like a small LED in the back just to help during nighttime would have been highly appreciated. If you don't wear a helmet with a lot of lights or things like that, and you are running this one at night, it can get pretty dangerous. This is probably the reason why I'm never gonna use this skateboard at night. I'm just too afraid to do so. So yeah, that's one con that I see. I know other skateboards do that by default, but for this one, again, you have to purchase additional lights with their own batteries. So if the battery of the light dies, then you're pretty much screwed. So yeah, a small light in the back should have been included in my opinion, but that's just, you know, it's not a huge thing, but it's still there. Now the last con, number 4, I would say is the weight. As I mentioned earlier, it is lighter than a bike or a scooter, but overall it's just the weight distribution is not great. It literally is 13 kilograms, but it feels heavier than a plate, like a full 20 kilogram plate in the gym. So it's very hard to carry it down the stairs. Now I know they cannot really do much about it. This is just how the footprint is and how the weight distribution works. But it is worth mentioning that you will be struggling if you want to carry this one anywhere with you. Not as bad as with an electric bike or with an electric scooter, but you will be struggling a little bit. Okay, so in conclusion, this is a really, really good product in my opinion. There are some downsides, but not too big of a deal, and this is really, really fun. I literally cannot wait to go outside and use it again. I don't even have to be anywhere. I just want to ride it around the block because it's so fun. Would I recommend this one to you? Well, if you have the money and you can find a use for this one, maybe you use the subway and then you have to walk for like 30 minutes, so it'll be great to have something like this. Absolutely, go for it. It's great. The learning curve is not that steep, at least not for the basic, just going from point A to point B. So yeah, overall it's an amazing product. I do recommend it, and I guess that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.